Once upon a time, there was a handsome prince
That's me.
who lived in a faraway land with his parents, the king
Good day.
and queen. More than anything, the prince wanted to get married and have a family of his own.
I want a family as my own. All will be well, son. Families are so overrated anyway. What? Are you trying to make it feel better?
So, he set out to find a special princess to be his bride,
Good luck. He's gonna need it.
traveling to kingdoms far and wide. The prince met many beautiful princes, all of whom wanted to marry him. But the prince did not think that any of the princesses were special enough.
Excuse me. Talk to him.
After his long search, the prince gave up and returned to the castle.
How'd it go? You don't want to know.
The king and queen saw how downhearted their son was and decided to help.
Ding! Let's do something special to take his mind off it. And maybe we can even help him find a special princess.
So, the king and queen planned a royal ball, inviting all of the princesses in the kingdom.
Take these to the princesses. Son, get ready for the ball.
When the princesses received their invitations,
girls! Invitations!
they were flattered to have the chance to meet the prince once again, but not so keen to keep clean.
Great. Now I have to take a shower. Hashtag ew!
As they arrived,
Enjoy the ball.
they entered the grandest of all ballrooms and broke into none other than the
Dixie Disco! Stand up, stand up. Ah, 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 stand up.
all of the princesses wanted to marry the prince, but the prince found something wrong with each one of them once again. In great humiliation, they pouted and stomped their way out of the palace gates. And after they did their sassy snap, they left the palace in a huff.
Get out of the way. Yeah, double yeah. Balls are so ew. Hashtag yo.
3 days later, a princess from a distant kingdom was traveling near the prince's castle with her horses.
Her horses? Excuse me? We're wild beasts.
Oh, why, yes. They were traveling near the prince's castle with their royal steely beasts.
That's more like it.
When suddenly it began to rain.
Rain? Rain hurts my mane.
Okay, but it furthers our plot.
If we must.
Oh, girls! Thunder crash and lightning flash, and the storm scared the horses.
Nay!
And the carriage got stuck in the mud.
Medics! Go save the steely beast.
Oh. But it was too late.
What shall we do?
Asked the princess's driver. The horses cannot move the carriage another inch.
They're dead. Wait, what? Now we died?
The princess had an idea.
Ding! I'll walk to that castle nearby and ask if we can spend the night. Surely they will help us.
Wet from the rain and covered in mud, the driver knocked on the heavy door of the castle. When the prince opened the door, why, he was stunned at the sight of the girl. The princess explained that, well, her carriage was stuck in the mud, and so the prince invited them to stay. The prince showed the king and queen the beautiful new princess that had arrived at a castle, and they all did a happy dance to show their joy.
Maybe he'll finally get married! Can you say vacation?
Hawaii.
king demanded the servants to fix up a special bed just for the girl. The servants worked hard and stacked up 20 comfy mattresses
19,
and 20 fluffy quilts.
20.
And when they were finished, the king and queen secretly tucked a tiny green pea underneath the bottom mattress.
If she truly is a princess, she will not be able to sleep. Only a true princess can feel this hard pea under all these layers.
Exhausted from her journey, the princess climbed a ladder and got into the tall, cozy bed. But when the princess snuggled in, she did not feel comfortable at all. This tall bed is awfully lumpy and bumpy, she thought.
It feels like there's a giant rock under this bed.
And although the princess was very tired, she was not able to sleep. She tossed and turned all night in the lumpy, bumpy bed. The next morning, the princess walked to the royal garden to meet the king, the queen, and the prince for breakfast.
And how did you sleep?
Asked the queen.
Not very well.
Admitted the princess. In fact, she couldn't sleep a wink. She found this pea
Dun, dun, dun!
underneath the bottom mattress of her bed. The princess held out a tiny pea for the queen to see. Well, the king and queen were delighted and did a joyful jump to show their joy.
Jump! Only a real princess can feel the pea.
Only a special princess could feel the pea, the prince thought happily.
Ding!
Surely this was the special princess he had been looking for. The prince asked the princess to marry him.
Will you marry me? Yes. Finally, we got rid of him! You can say that again. Weddings are so ew! Weddings are so ew!
The king and queen planned a joyful wedding and invited everyone in the kingdom.
Come on, come all!
The prince and princess got married.
Dun, 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 dun. That should be us! Not
And everyone lived happily ever after.
except the horses! Ding!